Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, welcome back to game number 7, the ace match in the EGL4 Grand Finals. Over here, spawning as the Red Zerg in the bottom section of MLG Metalopolis. It is going to be none other than our Belgian pro gamer, Lowland Lions O'Reilly. And in the top position, or rather the left position, spawning in close by air, we have our Protoss that has been favoring Stargate play in the last 3 games. It's going to be the orange Protoss, Dignitas.BlinG. Okay, so both these players have gone at this series hammer and tongs. O'Reilly came into the series, of course, with a 2-0 advantage over Dignitas.BlinG, managing to take him out and put him into the lower bracket, but BlinG fighting back incredibly well, getting back into the lower bracket finals and defeating 4K's Dream 2-1 before going on to take on O'Reilly again in the Grand Finals, but starting 2-0 down. He then managed to take the first 2 games quite convincingly and tied it up. The players have now taken 1 game each, and it is going to go down to the wire. Game number 7. O'Reilly in previous games, in the last game, for example, on Toldery Malta, has favored an early pool, but no gas. Will this be an extractor trick? No, it looks like it's going to be a proper gas, and he's probably going to plonk down an early pool so that he can very safely expand to his natural. And over here, we are going to see BlinG. Oh, it looks like he's going to wall off at the top this time. So in previous games, he's attempted to wall off, or at least partially wall off at the bottom so that he can take that Nexus rather quickly. But it looks like today he has decided that for Game 7 he's going to play something a little bit more conservative and building at the top of his ramp instead. This Overlord, of course, sees all, and BlinG knows exactly where his opponent is even before the probe got there, because the Overlord would not have been able to scout his base so soon if it wasn't a close by air spawn. And we do have the spawning pool nearly about to complete for O'Reilly. So we're seeing him a little bit of a variation on the same strategy, because we are going to get that quick metabolic boost thanks to this extractor popping out early as well. But otherwise, we are fundamentally going for the same thing, just ever so slightly more conservative. Getting those early Zerglings out, of course, means that while you don't expand quite as early, you will be able to scout, you will be able to get map control early, you will have control of those Xel'Naga watchtowers, and things are just generally quite nice for the Zerg player. It's also good against, like, cheese as well, because you have early Zerglings out and you can pump more if required. So it's just a very good, solid build to go with. This drone going to chase the probe out of the base. Is he going to pop down that hatchery? It looks like he is. The probe not going to stick around because he knows the Zerglings are here, and the Zerglings, at least one of them, are going to have to hunt for this probe now. And it looks like, will he be found? The answer is yes, no, yes, no, he does see it now. And they are going to enter an epic tussle. It looks like the probe is going to be chased all the way back home. He probably won't lose it because the Zergling's quite far away. And we see quite standard play coming out from both players. We have got the first unit being a Zealot, followed by a Sentry coming out from Dignitas.BlinG. So he's going to make sure that nothing gets blocked. Sentry going to tickle that Zergling a little bit, and the Zergling realizing this is not the place for him to be. Zerglings are overly ticklish. They will laugh themselves to death pretty quickly if you leave a couple of sentries on them. Both watchtowers now being taken by Lowland Lions O'Reilly. Hatch nearly complete, of course. And we still don't see BlinG posturing to take his natural, unlike in previous games. We've got the Gateway Cybernetics Core, no Forge first this game, so BlinG is definitely mixing it up. But he has gone his double gas, but it doesn't look like he's gone Stargate play just yet. I wonder if he will. I mean, close by air positions, for example, if you manage to get some sort of double Stargate play before your opponent even realizes anything, that's actually quite good. Unfortunately, O'Reilly has had a full scout, and perhaps BlinG has missed his timing for that coder play a bit. But then again, it's not exactly conservative play, because if that kind of strategy doesn't work, then you just lose the game. So we have got a Roach Warren coming out from O'Reilly, looking almost exactly like his previous games, and everything going just fine. Ooh, 3 Zerglings are going to immediately harass this Nexus that was put down from BlinG. Of course, there are no cannons around to defend it, so he's going to have to SimCity this part of his base up in order to safely get that out. Warp Gate research is now complete. We've got 3 gates in the main, with, I presume, more to come at some point soon. Still no tech structures coming out from BlinG. We'll wait and see what he has in store. Meanwhile, creep has just started to be spread, and the 3rd base has been taken from Lowland Lions O'Reilly as well. We saw him do this in several matches recently, including on the set on Shakura's Plateau. Let's see how well this goes for him. He wanted to make sure he saw the Nexus first before putting down this hatchery of his own, so that he knows that we're not going for some sort of epic one-base timing coming out of BlinG or anything like that. BlinG is indeed playing quite conservatively. That's a lot of sentries being put there, with Leader Zealot standing in front. I like that very much. We have two Zerglings going to be able to prod in and see everything that's going on. He sees the army composition. You've probably noticed there's an absolute crap ton of sentries over here, and he's just going to play it a little bit safe. Both players taking it easy. Well, not taking it easy, but definitely playing conservatively, because at the end of the day, this is a best-of-7 series, and this is game number 7. The winner of this, of course, will be crowned EGL4 champion. There is also money on the line, so both of these players playing for something more than pride, even though they desperately want to win as well. And Zergling doing a very good job of continuously running by and just scouting what the size of the army is, just trying to see what BlinG is deciding to warp in, maybe trying to guess what his tech will be based on that. And it looks like we have 5 gates now in the main. Off 2 base, it's going to be very, very simple for him to continue to produce units off 5 base. This Overlord going to be able to pop in at an opportune moment to see what tech there is, but as it currently stands, there is no additional tech available for him to see. And we have got the +1 attacks and a couple of roaches now being produced from O'Reilly. He's deciding it's now time to sort of military it up a bit. A nice little Ling run by in the natural, though. Will he be able to get any probes out of this? A beautiful surround from the probes mean that I actually don't think anything died there. Maybe 1 probe. Let's take a look. Yep, 1 worker killed now from O'Reilly. So a good attempt. It looks like, unfortunately, he gets into the main because Bob the Zealot has been, oh dear, has been derelicting his duty. These 2 Zealots are going to get cleared up. He could have attempted to continue harassing those probes as this army decides to poke in at the south. And we take a look now. It is 4 workers killed for O'Reilly, 2, only the 1 of Dignitas.BlinG. So that was reasonably successful, but there was a reasonable number of Zerglings there as well. And he needed to get a few more kills to really say that was a success for him. This forward pylon being planted down at the low ground by the 3rd base. BlinG, of course, being used to O'Reilly taking that 3rd base now, so he's just going to assume it's here, and the creep is going to confirm it. We have got a forge going down as well, so BlinG is going to start with the upgrades at some point soon. Some a little bit misplaced, those force fields. Didn't actually trap any roaches in, and wasting a little bit of sentry energy, but then again, he has so much sentry energy, it doesn't really matter. Guardian Shield now going up. Much better force fields this time, trapping a large number of roaches in front, doing a good job. And some more force fields off to the left, keeping those Zerglings out of the engagement. Very, very nice little trade there from Dignitas.BlinG. Both armies at a little bit of a standoff now, and I think BlinG realizes it's going to be very difficult to put down this 3rd hatch because the army of O'Reilly is going to be in the way. He's not going to stop trying, though. These Lings coming around the back to stop additional warp-ins. I like this a lot. A small engagement there, some force field, and it looks like he's going to force field. Yes, he force fields the rest of the Lings away from this forward pylon. But I think this could be the end of the aggression here from Dignitas.BlinG. O'Reilly knows exactly where he's attacking at the moment, and he doesn't necessarily want to meet the entire army head-on. Both players just electing to macro and tech up at the moment. We have got the robotics facility just about to complete for Dignitas.BlinG. He's also getting +1, but +1 is already complete for the roaches, so O'Reilly is currently in the upgrade lead. And we're also getting Burrow as well, which could be quite useful in the future. We now have some Lings running across the left-hand side of the map, going to attempt some sort of run-by the looks of things. But the army for Dignitas.BlinG is almost home, and it doesn't look like this is going to be terribly successful. Here we go. No, he moves back straight away as soon as he sees that the army is almost there. And both players now going to stand off again. 10 drones being produced and glial reconstitution just being started from O'Reilly. 2. So he's just going to tech up and drone up. Let's take a look at the worker count. It's going to be 53 drones to 48 probes. Both players not too far away from each other, and it looks like BlinG is posturing to take his 3rd base. But this Zergling is going to see all, and he's going to attempt to take out this probe. No, he's not going to let the probe put the Nexus down. Unfortunately, it is going to put it down once the Zergling gets completely ripped to shreds by a large number of Stalkers. This observer now sees the Ling run by that might potentially be popping into the 3rd, and therefore the army heads straight back in there. Great decision there from BlinG. And it looks like this army isn't actually going to be terribly effective because the whole thing is here. Ooh, nice force field trapping a few Lings, but not too many. There are, ooh, wow, how many Lings are there in there? 6 Lings stacked inside those force fields, and it looks like 3 of them are going to be left alive. Because the Zealots are going to be able to take care of them. All good. We do have large groups of units moving up and down the map. Of course, this observer is going to see anything popping around the left-hand side. Some Lings over up top here just to make sure nothing is out of the ordinary. And we do have the Spire here at the natural. Just over halfway done here for Lowland Lions O'Reilly. He is also now taking his 4th hatchery too. and both players once again stabilizing. We decided that a best way to deal with this is to have 3 gateways, 2 pylons, and a bunch of cannons walling this off. So that's going to be relatively safe for BlinG for at least a little while. And yeah, once again, both players settling into a little bit of an impasse. It looks like we have Colossi on the way. Extended Thermal Lance is just about halfway done. No Warp Prism shenanigans this game, of course. Special tactics not required. Changeling is going to attempt to pop into the base, and oh, that looks like a pretty horrible death there for that Changeling, unfortunately. Stalker sees everything, and BlinG's multitasking is actually quite good so far this game. I'm looking forward to see whether he's going to be able to use it later on, but we do have 9, now 10 Mutalisks on the way from our Zerg player. We'll wait and see whether he's able to cause a large amount of damage. Twilight Council just finishing up in the main, but there's absolutely 0 anti-air in the main base. 0 anti-air in the natural, and 0 anti-air in the third. This could potentially be good, just as +1 ground armor and extended thermal lance finish up. BlinG has only just started, so he's going to be slightly immobile against a large Mutalisk attack at some point soon. It looks like these Roachlings are heading up for a timing against the third base here. Will he be able to break this down? I suspect yes, but the army's going to be able to have enough time to head over, and in the meantime we have some Mutalisks in the main base. They are going to wreak havoc against these probes, doing a large amount of damage. These Stalkers now being warped in, and the Mutes are actually going to take them on, but the rest of the army are going to pop around, and he is going to be forced to retreat. That's a large number of Muses, though, and he's going to be able to use them for another day. Meanwhile, they attempt to take down... Oh, dear! The pylon's going down here, so it looks like the cannons are no longer firing. He's just going to be able to take down Dignitas.BlinG's gateways at the front here. Will the army be able to get back in time? The answer is yes, but not before he loses quite a large number of buildings. It looks like this third gateway might get taken down. Will it? And the answer is no. So our gateways do get taken down just as the Mutas pop right back into the main. What's he doing engaging these Stalkers? He is not going to be able to do that, especially with another warp in. This is a bit of a blunder here from O'Reilly. He is losing way more Mutalisks than he needs to here. He's killed a large number of probes, but he needs to keep it that way, and he needs to not sacrifice Mutalisks. Another engagement over here. Beautiful force fields trapping some of the Roaches. I'm liking that a lot. Additional force field just to make sure they stay trapped, and this extended thermal lance is going to prove disastrous for the Zerg player. I do not like this engagement from O'Reilly at all. I really like the harass kind of style, but I'm not sure the face-to-face engagement is exactly what he needs right now. A couple more good force fields, and the extended thermal lance doing an awful lot of damage, and it looks like O'Reilly's going to be forced to retreat once these additional Stalkers get in. If we take a quick look at the damage done by both players, it is going to be 22 workers killed from O'Reilly. So very nice. BlinG has killed more units, but bear in mind quite a lot of those were Zerglings. So I would say in terms of the units killed, possibly both players are approximately equal. But O'Reilly is on 4 bases. Dignitas.BlinG is on 3. And he's also 50 supply down at the moment. That's right, our Zerg player is 185 to 135 up. In fact, our Zerg player is now maxed. So this is potentially a horrible timing for BlinG if O'Reilly realizes that he is able to push forward here, and it looks like this death ball from BlinG is going to be able to pop onto creep at some point very soon being now. I'm pretty sure he knows exactly what's happening. O'Reilly going for another run by with these Mutalisks here into the main base. There aren't too many probes left though. These Stalkers are going to blink back, but they're not going to be able to blink back in time because these Mutalisks are going to be able to do a ton of damage. A lot of probes there to kill. He manages to kill off a large number of them, but he needs to get out of there quick because these Stalkers are going to do so much damage to them. He does get out of there. He needs to try and maybe stick it out behind the third. Oh dear, he's trying to take out the warping Stalkers. Why does he keep engaging with these Mutalisks? It's just not good. And here we go. We're coming with the Ling run by at the third as well. He has killed a large number of probes though. Oh no! Disastrous for the Mutalisks walking into those Stalkers. And that is a massive blunder from O'Reilly. He still has enough Mutas to attempt to do a little bit of damage. If we take a quick look at the workers killed, it is now 35 for O'Reilly. Doing a tremendous job of trying to keep BlinG down, but a little bit sloppy on that Muta micro. So we do have an attack coming in from the third here, and once again, for the umpteenth time in the game, this is going to get taken out, but the army pops back just in time. We even got Immortal in there as well. This is a very strong ball here from BlinG, but O'Reilly just keeps doing so much harassment damage. It's just been really good, man. We will wait and see. The supplies are now 155 to 135, so BlinG only 20 supply behind now, whereas he was 50 behind before. But we have got some more harassment coming on here. Very nice warp in of that Zealot, stopping the Roaches from getting in. And now, oh no, they do manage to borrow. And do we have an observer out on the field? The answer is no. We are chrono boosting that out now. The Roaches see it because they are right next to the thing. And we do have a few causing damage at the third base as well. So really nice multitasking here from O'Reilly as the Mutas also pop by in the southern portion of the map. Oh my, here we go. More probes getting destroyed now from these Mutalisks, doing a great job of multitasking here. Of course, the Observer does pop out, and those roaches are going to kick the bucket, so to speak. These Mutas should really be thinking about getting probes, but all he's doing is trying to disengage the warp gates, and at the end of the day, there are more than enough Stalkers to deal with these Mutalisks, so taking the warp gates offline isn't really going to delay Bling by that much, but he's done a tremendous amount of damage this game so far, and he definitely has an economic lead. If we take a look at the worker count, it is 61 to 56 though. Bling has been probing up a lot behind this, and he is doing quite a good job of attempting to recover. It is now still 4 base versus 3 base, but don't forget the main is effectively mined out. In fact, the last mineral patch isn't even being mined, it's just not worth it anymore. And because so many probes did die earlier, we actually still have a lot of mineral patches, although they are quite low. 8 mineral patches in the main for Dignitas.BlinG. These mutas are going to be a little bit more annoying, and it looks like the Stalkers are going to blink back to try and dispatch the rest of them as well. Aureli's Mutamicro hasn't been the best this game, so why not continue to engage it and hope that he loses the gas. And here we go. Beautiful sort of stuttered blink there. I love it when Protoss players do that. And it looks like this Death Ball, with a lot of energy on those sentries, is going to push in to the Zerg base. The question is, what will O'Reilly do about it? The answer is he's going to attempt to engage his army from both the front and the back. Spinecrawlers in the back, a lot of Zerglings in the back. That could be beautiful, but a lot of extended thermal lance is going to see that the backside is protected, while some beautiful force fields going down either side of that Menk statue in the front, and it doesn't look like that was a good engagement for O'Reilly at all. He is now behind in supply for the first time this game. We've got some Mutalisks attempting to harass still in the main base, but that's not going to be enough to force a base race, or is it? We're going to have to wait and see. A large number of roaches now being pulled. He could push this attack back, but we have got Immortals in this army as well, and we all know how well they do against Rotas. Extended Thermal Lance doing a ton of damage from behind. These roaches look like they're just going to be melting, unfortunately, focusing down the Immortal, but not quickly enough to kill it. And this is looking pretty dire, unfortunately, for O'Reilly. He needs to think of a way to dispel this attack, and he needs to think of a way to do it quickly. Supplies now 172 to 116 in favor of the Protoss, and I cannot believe, after the number of probes that were killed earlier on in this game, that Bling is going to be able to come back and possibly even take this. We have now got the counterattack. It looks like O'Reilly's going to attempt to go for the base race. He knows he's not going to be able to take care of this army quite fast enough. The Matro Hatch now being taken down, and the Natural is going to be next. Is there any way for him to stop this? And the answer is yes, because he is able to attempt to force a base race. And look, this army, it might be smaller than the Protoss army, but it's completely unopposed as it currently stands. We've been sending some units into the third, going to pick up as many probes as he can there, but will it be fast enough? Some Stalkers actually blinking back to help with the defense, but I like that he's leaving the majority of his army to go into the main of Lowland Lions O'Reilly. He's splitting up his army very well there, taking a look at how many roaches are there, deciding to send just enough Stalkers that he thinks actually this should be able to deal with it, and it should be completely fine. And the rest of the army electing to go into the main. Oh, it looks like he's actually told the rest of the army to come back now as well. Was that a misclick? No, he is coming back, but the 3 Colossi are in the... What's going on here? Okay, he is coming back. It looks like that was a little bit of a misclick, but Bling is in a commanding position here. It is 159 supply to 74, and the Stalkers that came back are going to be able to adequately defend. Where are they? Oh, here they are. They were at the third, and they were coming back into the Natural. Yeah, that's way too many Stalkers. He's not going to be able to force a base race here from O'Reilly, and these remaining Stalkers and Colossi with an Immortal, now with full shields again, thrown in for good measure, are just going to be able to take out the Zerg tech pretty quickly. Let's see if there are any additional tech being stuck here at the third. The answer is unfortunately no. The Spire is still at the Natural, but that's now off creep and slowly losing health. Let's take a look here. The only tech we have here are, wow, are 11 Spine Crawlers, and that really doesn't count as tech, unfortunately. We have a few Spore Crawlers as well, but it looks like, unfortunately, this might be curtains for our Zerg hero, which means Dignitas.BlinG should be able to come back from 2-0 down to win the Grand Finals of EGL4. That is an incredible feat. I don't think O'Reilly has any sort of defense. Even the Stalkers that were defending in the main now are now coming back to participate in this attack, and there's just nothing O'Reilly can do. What an incredible game coming out from Dignitas.BlinG. Some mutas popping out and getting creamed straight away. The third base is going to go down. He is down to 1 mining base. He has got another Spire here, but he's only going to be able to mass up mutas and Corruptors. He has a lot of gas in the bank, but no minerals, and that's the massive problem here. We have, okay, the reinforcement Stalkers as well. He just wants to be completely beyond doubt. He's just going to engage head-on into the Spine Crawlers. There is nothing O'Reilly can do about this. This army is way too small to engage this Protoss Death Ball. And BlinG taking it, coming back from 2-0 down to become EGL4 champion. O'Reilly, GG's out of the game, and what an epic best-of-7 series. Ladies and gentlemen, Dignitas.BlinG, your EGL4 champion.